Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Pitchford, Director of State Affairs for Arkansas Farm Bureau, and this is your recap of the 2020 Fiscal Session that just ended on Friday in Little Rock at the General Assembly. Overall, they did a very quick session, and they passed what is commonly called as the Revenue Stabilization Act, which is the budget bill for the state of Arkansas. Roughly $5.6 billion is the overall state budget. They can go up to $5.8 billion, and the way they put it together, they kind of back in some of the potential revenues that might come in place. So as everybody, we don't know about the economy and everything and how it's going to bounce back. So we'll see. But the budget is set for July 1 of this year through June 30th of 2021. So that's kind of far out. So it's going to take a little while before they know exactly how it works. But that's kind of how they set up the budget. There may be a potential for another special session between now and the end of the year to handle what's going on. We just don't know, but they did come in and do their work. There was probably about 3 amendments that I think really affects farming, agriculture, and rural Arkansas. The first one was an amendment that forgave the ADQ and their debt for the landfill cleanup in North Arkansas. There's a few counties up there that have been dealing with that, and so they are forgiving ADQ's debt. It's about $18 million, and so that's going to bring a lot of relief to the folks in those northern counties, and that's been an issue that some of our members up there were really interested about, so that's good news. Another one was to exempt state state income tax. Representative Jett filed that on MFP payments for 2020. And it also exempts from the income tax the relief payments, the $1,200 per person or $2,400 per couple relief payments that are coming from the CARES Act from the federal government. So now those are going to be income tax free for the state. And so that's good news. That's going to help everyone. And of course, the MFP payments is going to help those in farming. The third amendment that really affects rural Arkansas is the Rural Broadband ID program. This was passed. It sets up a program with UAMS, and it'll help us for those unincorporated areas or rural communities to put together an application and apply for federal dollars. The real problem there is a lot of communities don't have the resources to even fill out the application. So putting that together needs a little bit of money, and so the Rural Broadband ID program is going to be in place. We think that's a really good step for some of these rural communities to help and get them to be able to apply for those federal dollars. So those are probably the 3 things that affect agriculture in rural Arkansas. And so the Senate did a little bit of business. They elected Senator Jimmy Hickey as the next President Pro Tem for the next General Assembly. Senator Scott Flippo is the Majority Leader, and Senator Matt Pitch is the Majority Whip. So that's some of the business that they handled. Again, we want to thank Representative Jett for the income tax cut bill and Senator Missy Irvin for the Rural Broadband ID program. And so that's a recap of the fiscal session. And please stay tuned for any updates we have. We'll certainly pass those along. You can always check out our social media. We try to update everybody with what's happening at Farm Bureau. Thanks a lot.